What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach. And I want to let you know that my book, The Embrace Method, How to Leverage Your Trauma and Pain to Live the Life of Your Dreams, the second edition is now available on Amazon for purchase. Through heartfelt anecdotes, practical exercises, and profound insights, this book will show you how to confront your demons, heal your wounds, and emerge stronger and more resilient, ready to embrace a future with limitless possibilities. Remember, embracing your pain is the first step to transforming it into power. Be sure to get your copy today. And remember, embrace your struggles, embrace your successes, and most importantly, embrace yourself. Visit www.embracemethod.com to learn more about the Embrace Method book and the Embrace Framework.
Welcome to the Roots and Rhythm podcast, where we explore the essence of culture, our experiences, and a healing journey that shapes our growth and family. Through heartfelt stories about marriage, mental health, relationships, and parenting, we create a space where you can find connection, understanding, and inspiration. Join us as we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. And yes, welcome to another episode of the Roots and Rhythm podcast, where we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time. As always, it's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach, and my lovely co-host to my left is the one and only
Angie, la cybermami.
Salute, la cybermami is in the building. The Bull is in the building. Welcome to another episode of the Roots and Rhythm podcast. Sis, as always, tell me, what's new in your world this week?
What's new? Wallace is back.
Wallace
I'm very
is
happy.
back.
I don't know if you
Dun,
see the
dun,
glow in my
dun.
face.
Yeah.
I'm just very happy
I
he's
like
back.
that. I like that.
I found out yesterday that one of my very close friends, old coworker of mine, is expecting his first child, a little girl. So I'm on cloud nine because he called me and he's like, yeah, we're telling our family on Sunday for brunch. And I was like, you called me before you told your mama? Oh, I felt that's wow.
Executive privilege right there. You
wow.
need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, but we've been praying about it for years. Like he told me when he first got married, they were going through IVF and all that. So I'm very, very happy for them. So I'm not going to say who yet, but I'll talk about it after I know everyone that he knows already knows. But yeah, so I'm just like, wow, what a week. Such great news.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. I'm excited when I hear about new life being introduced into the world because it's such a magic. And it's their first, right?
It's their first baby, and it's a girl, which obviously I was very happy for him. But then when he told me it was a girl, that made me cry because I got 2 little girls, and it's obviously boys are sweet, but girls are just like with their dads, they're just like it's the cutest relationship. So I'm very excited for them.
Yeah, and I always say, Julie and I get our daughter feel, our girl feel with your girls.
Yeah,
and like I said, I'd be the softest pushed over.
I know. God knows what he's doing.
Your little eyes at me like, ugh.
Exactly. God knows what he's doing because even with Wallace, the girls kind of have him wrapped on their finger, but only halfway because Wallace will step in and be like, no, absolutely not.
That southern hospitality will kick in.
Yes.
And my man ain't. One of the times he had to talk sternly to the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, shoot, is he talking to me? I'm a sister.
Yeah, right. So, you need to have that firm hand with girls only because they bat their eyelashes to your point, and it's like they get what they want. So they get what they want from you.
Dude, Aria could commit bank robbery and I would be straight.
And she'll look at you with that little face and you're like, fine.
Tia, I want to steal money.
Give me money.
Okay, baby girl, you do whatever you want. Well, I'll bust you out of jail. I'll call everybody I know.
Right, exactly. It's so terrible.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that news. I'm excited that Wallace is back.
Mm-hmm.
Like cooked back? Baby back ribs. I'm not going to talk about
baby
cooked
back ribs. My baby back.
Yeah. Now, it's raining right now, currently 60 and rainy in Townsend where we are. And so,
It's soup weather.
It's soup weather. And thank you for bringing the soup.
Yes.
I actually like the rain.
Yeah.
It has character. And I feel like rain gives you a blank canvas for reflection. At least that's how it is for me. And maybe I celebrate rain now because before, when I was really struggling with depression, rainy days were crying days.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ain't got to cry no more.
No.
No more drama. Mary J. Blige.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to get into our conversation today because you know what it is. When you listen to Roots and Rhythm, and we're talking about one story at a time, the rhythms at a time, we really like to get into the the gunk for our relationship people, the people who listen to our podcast, who love the back and forth about relationships, dynamics, trauma, healing, all that stuff. Everything relationships is roots and rhythm, right? Because that's what we bond on, marriage and family. So today we're going to actually be talking specifically about red flags.
Yes.
Yeah. And why I'm excited about this is because it can get juicy. It can get juicy. Let's talk about it. Okay. So check this out.
Yes.
The thing is about red flags is that the term gets thrown out a lot in popular culture now today. Like, oh, he don't drive a Mercedes, red flag, right? But what are real red flags? They might be subjective to different people, right? Somebody might think your red flag is actually a green flag on their side or a white flag on their side, and vice versa. So I want to open the conversation by asking you, when you were looking at relationships, before you met Wallace, as you met Wallace, ex-boyfriends, whatever it is, what did you consider a red flag? All right, let's put it this way. What do you consider a red flag right now? And then we'll go back.
Right now, I would say being controlling is my number one red flag.
Being controlling?
Yeah, because I like to do what I want to do. And for you to control me, it just ain't gonna happen. I'm the one that needs to at least control my own self, you know? And what I liked when I first met Wallace is I was able to relinquish that control, and I didn't feel like I had to. I did it because I wanted to, which is what led me to say, oh, this guy might be the one, because Wallace has that quiet confidence. He's not demanding. He's not like, you need to do this. If it was something he felt like I shouldn't do, he'd give me like the reasons why. And it's like, but you're going to do what you want to do. So,
right.
You know, so I was like, okay. So it made me want to listen more and kind of like take his opinion into account versus just what I wanted to do.
So that being said, right, is it a red flag if Wallace would not give you any direction? Would not be communicating with you, would not set a tone, not set a standard? Is that important to you? And is that something that, okay, well, he just lets me do whatever I want, so I'm just going.
I don't think it would be a red flag, but again, that's just me.
Right.
Some people need that direction or to go back and forth with someone before they make up their mind. You know, so if you need that, I think you should verbalize it, you know, and Wallace is very good at sharing his opinion when I ask for it.
Right.
You know?
So I actually want to talk. So you started watching the newest season of Love is Blind?
Yes.
So there was a girl. I want to talk about a segment that I saw, the black couple. Did you? How far have you gotten?
Oh, I finished the ones that came out today.
Oh, already? Already,
yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wednesday.
It was my morning thing that I did.
Don't ruin it because we haven't
won't.
seen it Wednesday yet.
Okay.
All right. So remember that scene with Calabria? Was that her name?
Yeah.
It sounds like a Pokemon.
Edmund.
Go, Calabria.
Yeah.
Calabria. Okay. So KB and Edmund, is that his name? Okay. So you remember that scene when they were outside and they were talking about, they were by the pool, I think, and they were having dinner and drinks or something, and she was talking to him about a hypothetical situation.
What would you do if a guy at the club was like, come dance? Yeah.
And man, I loved his response.
What did he say? These hands are for hugging and
right.
Yeah.
Right. Basically, what he was saying is like, I'm not going to lose my life over some macho man nonsense.
Yeah.
And she's like, so if that man put his hand on my back, you wouldn't even say like back up. You wouldn't even say like, you know.
Yeah, like she's mine or whatever.
Yeah. And here I am looking at her. I'm like, girl, you getting mad over a hypothetical that has not happened.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach. Listen, I know that you are enjoying this Roots and Rhythm podcast episode, but I want to take a minute to talk to my fellas. Let's talk energy and vitality. If you've been feeling low, sluggish, or not quite yourself in the bedroom, it's time to check out the Natural E-Man. It's a powerful, all-natural men's supplement created by a good brother I trust, Dr. Quentin Cancel, someone I met in my men's group who's all about holistic health and real results. Trust me, I've seen the impact firsthand. So if you're ready to level up your energy, confidence, and performance, visit naturaleman.com and feel the difference. That's naturaleman.com. The link's in the show notes. All right, y'all, let's get back to the podcast.
girls get mad if you cheat in your dreams. Like if I have a dream that Wallace cheated on me, I'm gonna be mad. And it's a dream, bro, that I had. He didn't have that dream. I had it.
Dream,
it's my fault.
That means the intuition is right.
Right.
And he effed up somehow.
That's what girls do. But yeah, continue about.
Well, I was telling
Calibra.
Julie that guys don't really have hypothetical situations that we create and get mad about unless we. I don't know. I've just never.
But
met a man
we're
like that.
infamous for that because Wallace hates when I also ask him like, "Would you love me if I was a lamp?
No, wait, what?
Would you love me if I didn't have no arms? Would you love me if I had one leg? Would you love me if I shaved off my hair? Would you love me if I had no eyebrows? Just." And then he'll tell me no, and I'll get mad. But it's like that's not gonna happen. Would you love me if I was a worm?
Oh my God. I okay. So Julie's never asked me any of those questions, and I don't even know how I'd respond, right? Well, actually, yesterday, before I get back in the Calabria thing, yesterday she saw I had borrowed a sweater to go pick up Lito.
You borrowed her sweater.
I borrowed her sweater,
Okay.
and it has a zip in the front, just kind of like this one.
Okay.
But it goes all the way down. And I was filming social media content, and I had to keep switching my outfits so I could both
Right.
do it. And I didn't have time to put my shirt back on, so and it was time for me to leave. So I just grabbed a sweater and I left. I just put the sweater on, but I didn't have anything underneath.
Yeah.
I just know I'm going to daycare,
Yeah.
going to Tia's house, picking up Lito, and driving back.
Right.
So when Julie came back, she was mortified that my zipper was all like I had nothing under the sweater, and she's like, "Why are you wearing nothing under your sweater?" And I'm like, "Why does it matter?
Yeah.
It's all the way up." And she was like, "Well, I'm just upset that somebody can zip it all the way down at any given
Somebody's
moment."
gonna grab you, Vlad.
And
what would you do if somebody grabbed you?
Right. Yo, I was like, yo, what are the odds of me walking into this daycare, this lady's house, and be like,
Who's gonna get that close to you to zip you down? Like, who does that in real life?
I only had one place to go and one place to come back to. So I was like, again, I wanted to validate her experience, Angie.
Vlad, I
but
get
was
it though.
trying to
You know what?
understand.
I'm standing on business with Julie. Why would you do that? Because anything could happen. What if there was an emergency and you had to take off your sweater to cover up Lito, and now you ain't got no shirt under there? Everybody's looking at your muscles, and those are Julie's muscles.
Yo, you know who you sound like? My mom would always make sure we went to school with Fruit of the Looms, fresh.
That's right, fresh.
No skid marks, no nothing.
What
like
if you're
that.
in an accident, the police and the paramedics see your underwear?
Dominic,
now you're
is your
dirty.
mom
Oh,
the same?
for sure.
Yeah. Like
You got to take a
what if
shower
you were
every day. God forbid you don't take a shower and the emergency people have to come to your house because there's a fire.
Oh,
and now you're over here
God,
dirty
yo.
on the ambulance.
Yo, why
How
are
dare
Caribbean
you?
parents so damn dramatic? It's
Because
like,
you got to be prepared for everything, Vlad, okay?
well, imagine, right? Life-saving measures need to be administered, and be like, okay, we got to get the defibrillator. And like, oh, his tidy whities aren't clean.
I'm calling his mother.
We're gonna have to stop CPR, everybody, because this young man's.
Because then they're gonna be like, look at him, he's Haitian, he's dirty. Clearly,
Oh my God, man.
okay, that's what people are gonna think.
That is a phobia I think only immigrants will understand.
Facts.
Man. And let us know in the comments if you understand that. But before you understand that, and let us know in the comments, make sure you subscribe.
Please.
Like and subscribe, share with your podcast people, and let them know how dope this show is. We're trying to get this out to everybody.
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 And they mama.
Get them on Cleveland stuff. All right. So anyway, bringing it back to Calabria and Edmund. She had this hypothetical, and I really enjoyed his take on masculinity, right? Because Edmund was like, okay, I'm not saying I wouldn't defend you. I just don't like confrontation.
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on dude.
Right. So I would much rather just avoid the situation altogether. I'm never going to see this man again. And I understand. I think what she was looking for was a measure of security. Can you protect me if I need to be protected?
That's the word, protection. That's what she wanted, to make sure her man would protect her in a situation that might not ever happen, but
Right.
yeah.
But and what I told to Julie, because what I love about the show is that it makes us stop and talk, and I really enjoy that. Not just talk through the scenes and have to rewind, but like stop and talk. That's when the conversation is good. And what I said was, okay, what she's looking for is when push comes to shove and we go from 0 to 100, what will you do step by step? Don't nobody know that. I could ask you the same question. All right, if Aria was choking on a Q-tip. What would you do step by step by step? You might not even know.
No, because
right?
I've never been in that situation. Because we can be prepared all day long, but until it happens, you don't know.
Right, right. So, like, I remember one time Lito was young. This is before he had all his teeth. And my dumb ass gave him, like, a little piece of chip. And he was, he like, choked on it because of the jagged edges. Yeah. And if you would have asked me, if your son's ever choking on something, if your baby's ever choking on something, what are you going to do? I wouldn't be like, all right, step one. Obviously, I've learned that. I was a state trooper. I know how. Oh to do that.
we did CPR when the girls were born.
Yeah, so we certified.
I hope I never have to do that, but we know what to do. But would we remember in the moment?
No,
who knows?
No, you're not gonna remember. But I knew that in that moment, it was automatic. By the time
you
it was
flip
over,
them.
By flip them, bop, 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 boop, boop, boop. But by the time it was over, I was just glad that he was alive.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking about, all right, this is what I didn't want to. So anyway, so that segment was really important. Really important. It stuck out to me. And so in the conversations about red flags, I think she was looking for a red flag. Okay, it's a red flag that you don't know how to protect me, or that you would not. Because if that dude
you're
really
not
put my
manly.
hand, you're really not gonna do that. You're really not gonna do that. And he said, "Yo, I am who I am."
But we have to remember too, and he shared this, so it's not like we're speculating. He was in foster care for a long time.
Right.
Like he went through trauma, separation, all the things, multiple foster care homes. Like he probably doesn't want to fight because he had to probably fight his whole life.
Right.
So now that he's in a what's it like a safe state, like he's in a good place, why would he want to revert back to his old ways of survival? Right. Like he's like, no, I'm going to just get out of the situation. I don't have to act. You know what I mean? I could just go.
And what's interesting about that is that Calabria is a social worker.
You would think.
So I'm like, lady, let's connect the dots that you've been trained to connect, okay? Maybe this man doesn't want to be put in the same situation of fight or flight that he's always had to be in. But also, you should be thanking your lucky stars that he's not prone to violence like that. Because and we don't know his history per se, but if while in the foster care system he experienced violence, if he's not perpetuating violence, let's say hallelujah, amen. Let's not get mad at him. And I understand it's a different scenario. It's not like you're dating and vetting and getting to know people. But like, come on, let's choose our battles, right? So I thought that was a red flag. I'm like, lady, choose your battles. This is not even a real battle.
her red flag. Because I was going to say, if he was like, oh, well, I would jump dude, and then I'd pull out my whatever, and, flat, whatever. That would be a red flag to me because, like, dude, you're violent. Who's to say you wouldn't do that to me when you get upset?
Now, let me ask you this. What do you think the role of social media is in amplifying this red flag culture? Anything that you've seen on TikTok or Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's like anything's a red flag, just like everyone's a narcissist. It's like they just throw those words out because sometimes the red flags aren't even red flags. I feel like it's opportunities for development. So it's like, So if, let's say a red flag would be like, we're just talking about Calabria and Homeboy. If her red flag is like she wants someone that's more aggressive or more protective or more manly, quote, what she said. It's like, what if that's an opportunity for her to understand why he doesn't want to?
Right.
Like that's a whole conversation that could have been had and like kind of get into the layers, peel the onion back as to why she feels that way. Maybe she doesn't have a relationship with her father, so she thinks that's what a man is supposed to do.
We don't know that.
We don't know. We don't know those things. So it's like, I think it's an opportunity to have that conversation and see where they get to.
So do you feel like on social media when you see people use the word red flags, trigger, trauma, trauma response, trauma bonding is one that I see is misused all the time. Do you feel like that is a culture, creating a culture of dismissivity or dismissiveness? Am I making that word up? Do you feel like that's creating a culture of dismissing real, genuine opportunities for conversation and growth?
I think so, because they're like, oh, it's labeled this, it is what it is, and let's move on.
Right.
Versus trying to like figure out, is it really, or figuring out, is that what it actually is, versus I'm just going to assume because it sounds like this that I heard.
Right.
You know?
It sounds like something that I've heard online, something I've heard on TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that the red flag culture is more popular among women or men, from what you've seen?
I think women throw the word out more because I feel like as long as the girl looks good, men don't care what the red flags are.
Yo,
they could be screaming red flags and dudes are just like...
Unfortunately, that is true.
But she fine, though.
Well, we're going to get into this. Okay, so my next question for you is, let's talk about how we interpreted red flags, because we're talking about it right now, right? So how did we interpret red flags when we were younger, like in our early 20s, right? Now, in our early 20s, we were both with our spouses, right?
Yeah.
So I met Julie when I was 22.
Aww.
And yeah, so I spent almost all of my 20s with her. Right?
I met Wallace when he was almost 18. He was 17.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Wallace turned 18 in college because he's like the baby of his class. So school started in August and he didn't turn 18 till September. I know. We've been together almost half our lives.
I was like, report.
Well, married almost half our lives because if Wallace was 17, he's already 36, 37. So more than half his life.
Wow. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. All right, so thinking back to that time, maybe try to think back to a time before you met Wallace, because you said you dated somebody before that. Right? So what were your red flags back then?
They're probably less because you're like, you don't know what you want and what you don't know.
Well, what were they?
I would say someone that didn't like hang out with their family. Like family was like a big deal. Now I understand some people can't hang out with their family because their family's problematic, you know? So now it's kind of like asking those questions versus just assuming like, well, he doesn't like his mama, can't be with him. Like I love my mama type thing. I would say no goals, but that was very similar to now. But yeah, that was the biggest thing.
If they didn't get along.
Yeah, like if they just didn't love their family or didn't hang out with their family. That's different from now.
Right.
Yeah. Because everything else is pretty much the same. You don't have goals. You're not ambitious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you touched on something interesting about men, about how men can forego many, many red flags.
Oh, yeah. And the red flag, like they're literally wearing the red flags and they're like, nah, because she fine.
Right.
It don't matter.
It don't matter, right? When I was in my early 20s, before I met Julie, and when I say dating meant something different depending on the season. When I was in high school, I was dating girls. Like I hit my Renaissance period at like 15 when I was living with my daddy, right? And so I was dating a girl every week. It was a different girl, but we were just holding hands and maybe kissing. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And before, I thought red flags, one of my biggest red flags is you're not committing to me. Right? Oh. I was so sensitized to abandonment and deception and betrayal that any hint, any indication that somebody was playing me for a fool, that you didn't want to be my girlfriend, but you just wanted to see where things were going, red flag, right? As I grew older, and when I was, like late adolescence, early 20s, we'll talk about specific situations a little bit later. My red flags kind of graduated to, all right, you a little clingy. That was something that I was dating this girl in my freshman semester of college, and it was like 3 months. In the grand scheme of things, it was such a benign relationship. In the grand scheme of things, like it didn't even matter. But it meant something different to her than it did to me. And a red flag was that this girl wanted to spend every waking minute with me, right? And without saying too much, let's just say that I had experiences before that she hadn't had. And so she put a lot of emphasis on our relationship. And I blame my youth. I didn't know any better. And I was reluctant, in my defense, I was reluctant to even take that step. Y'all fellas, y'all know what you're talking about. Because once you cross that threshold, you become a club member.
Yeah, ain't no going back.
And you get elevated to club vice president, if not president, depending on the woman that you're dealing with. But it was a red flag to me that this girl wanted to spend every damn moment with me, Angie, and it made me sick because I'm young. And I was living on campus and I was paying for it. So actually, technically, my dad paid for it because that one semester he actually supported me. That one semester, and then he was gone. But I wanted to hang out with my friends. I wanted to go to parties. I didn't want to have to. And it seemed like everything I did, every single little thing I did, made her emotional. Like I couldn't have any female friends, which I know now that I can't. Married man is different. But like we're in college, the school is 70. We went to LaSalle University. Okay. School is 70% women. It's impossible.
It's
for me
hard
not to
have those friendships.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think she probably just thought that that's what having a boyfriend or whatever meant. Like, no, there's no self-identity. Everything is like together.
A lot of people think that.
A lot of people do. A lot of like older people, you see them together always. It's like, oh, well, if he's going, I'm going too, or whatever. And we've talked about this before. It's very important to have like your own life before you get with someone or figure out like what that dynamic's going to be, because you need your own self-development, self-reflection, time to yourself, time with your own friends, time to do what you want to do, to grow by yourself, to bring that self to the relationship. So, yeah. And I mean, she was young.
She was young.
Yeah.
We were both young. We didn't know what we were doing. And we hopefully we both grown from that, right?
Yeah.
I know I have. And so if you have a red flag story, please drop that in the comments. Tag us on Instagram. We want to know, what are your red flags? What are things that you going to run from the hills from? Okay? We want to know what that is.
Yeah. Another red flag is like dismissing feelings. That's something else that I would not tolerate.
We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So dismissing feelings. If I tell my partner that, you know, I feel strongly about this, or they said something and it hurt my feelings, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, it's not that deep. It's deep to me.
It's deep to me.
So it's important. And don't dismiss it. So that another word that people throw out is like gaslighting, you know, but I think a red flag would be actual gaslighting. Like, don't make me feel like what I'm feeling isn't real or that it didn't happen when I'm telling you that that's how I felt.
Yeah. Well, in that example I gave you about the sweater, right? That was a perfect example where I could have just been like, Julie, that's crazy. You're bugging. And part of me did feel that way in my mind. And I said it out loud. I don't personally, I'm not trying to dismiss you, Jules. I'm just trying to understand why you're upset about it. But that creates so much more dialogue. And it's like, girl, you bugging.
No,
you
exactly.
Crazy,
like,
right?
oh, to me, I didn't see it that way.
Right.
But, you know, thank you for sharing that. Like, I'll wear a shirt next time, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
said that.
and it's
easy.
simply resolved. You guys talked about it. It's squashed, and it doesn't get it like deeper, or then she has this resentment because you did dismiss it.
And that's the point I was going to say. No resentment. Dialogue is the enemy of resentment.
Yep.
You communicate. And I said, well, this is actually pretty easy for me to fix. I don't have to jump through hoops and read between the lines.
Wait, you weren't trying to be right, Vlad, in that moment?
No, I don't care about being right. I want to be.
Well,
I wanna
some
learn.
people do, and that's
Right.
the thing, and that's what causes that resentment and then that back and forth, because you want to be right. I could wear whatever sweater I want, no shirt. Who cares?
Right.
You know, and it's like you didn't let your ego get in that way, that machismo that a lot of men have.
Well, it started though,
You know?
because I was like, she's like, well, what if I did that? I was like, you're a female. I'm a male. It's not. And she's like,
But
well,
why
I don't
would
know.
it matter?
And I said, unfortunately, and I said it shouldn't matter, but unfortunately, we've been desensitized to male bare upper bodies, and we have not been desensitized to women being topless. So it is more.
But
it
your
is not
body,
acceptable.
right? But your body is her body, Vlad.
Exactly.
That's how she was
To
feeling.
become one.
Yes.
Right. And so as I was trying to explore that, I realized, okay, it doesn't matter how ridiculous the scenarios are. The feelings are what matter here.
Yes.
And so it would be a red flag if somebody is telling you this makes me uncomfortable, and they're like, well, too bad.
Yeah. Exactly. And it happens so often.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sad part, because that is a super red flag. And I hope that if that is happening to you, that you put your foot down and say, bro, that's a red flag. Or, hey, girl, that's a red flag.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to, I want to talk about something else. Now it's story time. This is what we call the roots and rhythm. This is the rhythm right here with the story of the time. It's story time. So get your little popcorn, get your, you know, if you're Olivia
You
Pope,
got a
get you
story
some
for
red
us?
wine. We're going to both have some
Oh,
stories. But I
okay,
do,
let's
you know
see.
me, I'm made of stories. I'm
Yes,
like a
yes.
storytell master. All right, so I want to talk about when we saw a red flag. What's an example of when we saw a red flag, but the red flag was actually a mirror? And here's what I mean
my
by that
goodness.
is it is so easy for us to see something as a red flag, or that person is dismissing me, that person is not listening. And sometimes that is what you're seeing, but other times it might be a mirror. It might not actually be the person. It might not actually be my partner that's producing a quality that's undesirable that I got to run from the hills from. I might be seeing this on my own, all by myself. And I'm creating the red flag. I'm the red flag. That is hard.
Yikes.
But it is the reality sometimes, especially if you have unhealed trauma and you don't have ownership of your stuff, right? So I remember when I was in, you see me, I'm putting.
I know,
You know
you're
what?
getting
Hold on.
cozy.
Time out. I'm going to put the hat backward just like this because it's story time. It's story time. All right, check this out. So I remember in high school, remember I told you about, like, you know, I was living with my dad. I wasn't talking to my mom, my brother. I was, you know, I had run away from home. And it was a Renaissance period. I didn't have any supervision with my dad. My dad, hi, bye, here's dinner, see you later. I'll come home at 5 p.m. So in between that time, between 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. when my father got home, if I was home, I could do whatever I want. If I was not home, I could still do whatever I want. I could stay out to 10 p.m., 11 p.m., it wouldn't matter. So during this time, I was dating. And I had my first kiss. And it was funny because MySpace, there was no Facebook back then. Or was there? Facebook might have been like just starting. Because remember how when Facebook started, it was only for college?
Yes, you needed a college email address.
Yeah. So like, obviously I was still in high school. I was a sophomore, so whatever. So this girl's like, yo, you mad cute. What's up, though? And I was like, I don't know. You tell me. Ain't nobody ever really been that direct with me before. So anyway, so that kind of started this pattern of relationships. And I'm not proud to admit this, but I remember one relationship, I think it was like my third girlfriend that year. She, her and I, you know how things happen in high school. You just say, oh, I like you, you like me, so you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And it's like the best thing of your week.
Yeah, so
You're
cute.
like, oh my gosh, I'm so giddy. I'm going to change my away message on AIM and talk about taking, you know what I mean? I'm going to put in a relationship on my MySpace, and everybody see that. I'm going to put, you know, the hearts and whatever. Stupid shit.
Right.
So I think like 5 days in to our relationship, I had the stomach flu, okay? And I was homesick. I was home for like a week. And she wanted, and we were talking about Amy, and she was trying to break up with me.
Not while you sick, Vlad.
While I'm sick,
Yikes.
right? How dare this girl?
Yikes.
I took that personally, okay? So, right, Angie, this girl was trying to break up with me. And she said, well, I guess my feelings for you started to change. Now, I'm not taking accountability, nor do I have the ability to reflect and be like, okay, what did I do to turn her off? Because I did something to turn her on and make us be in this relationship, but now I'm turning her off. What did I do? That was not a part of the conversation. I just saw, red flag. This girl is taking advantage of me in a vulnerable position. She knows I'm sick. I'm not in school, and she's taking that opportunity to betray me. She's been waiting to do this the whole time. She's been waiting to leave me. She's been waiting to get me hooked just so that she could leave me. Everything my mom said about relationships is right. And so when she tried to break up with me, Angie, you know what I said to her? I said, I'm gonna save the next spot for you in the toilet next time I take a shit. Yo,
What is going on?
I feel so icky talking about it and saying that I said those words to her. And I don't even remember what she said. But if somebody said that to me, I would be like, oh, bro, first, ouch.
Yeah.
Like, you want to take a shit on me? That's crazy. But ouch, you really are bugging out right now, and you're crashing out over absolutely nothing. And so, in my mind, that's a red flag. That girl is trying to abandon me. She's trying to leave me. She don't want to be in a relationship. She just want to have a good time. And it was me. Because she wasn't actually trying to break up with me. I think she was just trying to slow things down.
Right.
But that started to become a pattern for me in all of those early relationships, that I would get in these relationships, we'd be boyfriend and girlfriend, and we would be real, and I would be heavy. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I was taking the relationship too seriously. We in high school, like, let's chill and get some juice boxes and maybe a slice of pizza after school, right? But what I saw as red flags in all these women, it was really me.
Wow.
I was the red flag.
Wow.
I was toxic. And I didn't realize that until I was like in my late 20s, man. But here I was at 15. And her and I actually ended up being really good friends after, like, cool.
Oh,
like,
that's
really,
nice.
really, really cool. And
After the growth moment, or after you realized that, yeah, you were dead wrong.
Yeah. And it actually shows to me just how women typically mature so much faster than men. Because here I am throwing a hissy fit over nothing, and she was like, damn, you wildin', all right.
Well, that reminds me of a saying that I had to look up, because I was like, how is it that this saying goes? But don't hear what I didn't say.
Ooh,
like, you
okay.
decide, like, you're hearing things that you think I said, but I didn't say it at all, right? So it's like you're just making things up. It's like your mind goes, a mile a minute, and you're like, oh, this meant that they meant this. And it's like, bro, I didn't even say that. I wasn't even thinking it. But, it's like, that's, that's just how you felt at the moment.
Oh. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, before Wallace, I don't know what that relationship was like, but if not in a relationship yourself, it might be a relationship that you experienced, through third party. But have you ever had an instance where you dismissed a red flag, or you saw something as a red flag that in actuality wasn't?
Oh, I mean, that happens with me and Wallace still to this day, because as you know, I'm a recovering perfectionist. So there's many times that Wallace has to call me out because he's like, Angie, let me do this my way. Like, do you want it done or do you want it done by you type thing?
Yeah, you said his saying is your way is not the only way, right?
Yeah, your way is not the only way. And it happens now. Even like the most recent time is, Alana started kindergarten. So it's like a new morning routine. And usually with Wallace's home, I don't do stuff with the girls in the morning, like he handles it. But since she started kindergarten, I have been like trying to get more involved because it is a lot. When I do it by myself, it is a lot for me. So I don't want to, do that to Wallace. So like I'll get up too. And then Wallace is like, I got this. But then I'm like, oh, well, this is what I do. Like when you're not here, so we don't, miss the bus or whatever.
Right,
He's like,
right.
I got it. Right. So then he'll tell me
Second
like,
time.
Right, exactly.
I got it once. That's one. I got it.
But that's the thing, right? So, and again, he just does things different, not wrong, just not how I would do it. Like since I'm by myself, like I lay out the girls' clothes the night before. Like I wash and fill her water bottle the night before, like 'cause she has to take a water bottle to school. Like I check her folder and everything the night before, put anything in there that needs to go back to school. Like I just do everything the night before. So in the morning, it's kind of like boom, 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 and we're out the door. He does everything in the morning. And in my mind, I'm like, why are you doing it in the morning? Oh my God. So then I just like lock myself in the room. But then it's like, then I'm like tracking the bus and I'm like, the bus is almost here. He's like, Angie, we're fine. It's rough for your girl.
You said you lock yourself in the room?
I do, because I'm like, oh, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. But it's that part of me that is like, I need to control it because I usually, again, Wallace always travels, so it's usually me.
Yeah.
You're
not actually used to sharing that load with him, or him sharing that load with you on a day.
Right. Again, because I am recovering perfectionist, that it's like it has to be done. Everything is, what is it, methodical or whatever. It's like, well, this is why I do it. So in the morning, God forbid, Arya's too. She's gonna have a tantrum. What if she melts down and I gotta go, get it ready? So I, get her for the bus and she's freaking out. So I try to do everything beforehand to avoid. I'm always trying to think like steps ahead just in case.
But is it a red flag though? You see that?
To me, no. It's not. It's my red flag is what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're saying that your perfectionism, as it pertains to how he gets the girls ready for the day.
Yes. Or my control.
Yeah. So like you might be able to, like maybe a previous version of you might have seen like, well, I don't know why he's doing it like that.
Yeah. And I would have just did it. And then he would have been mad. And I would have been like, I don't care. You know?
Wow.
Because it has to get done this way type thing. But remember, I was like, oh, can nobody control me? But what am I doing, Vlad? Trying to control.
Right.
That's why it's a red flag. It's my red flag.
But you don't think Wallace sees it?
Oh, Wallace definitely sees it.
Well, time out. So, all right. So the way that culture has popularized the term red flag now, to me, how I interpret it is it's a sign or a characteristic or trait that you should get up and run about. Like run and don't give second chances.
Okay, no then. No, yeah, Wallace wouldn't leave me because of that.
Yeah. So like, has there ever been a time where you saw something or either with Wallace or somebody else you dated or somebody your sister, your brother dated, oh, that's a red flag. You need to leave her immediately. But what it actually was nah, that's just a conversation to have, right?
Yes. So my brother was dating this guy and they were together. They were like on a trip or something. And we had a death in the family. Actually, we talked about this last week, my nephew, Tynan, when he passed away. So obviously that happened. We were distraught. We were all living different places. So he was in North Carolina. I was up here. We all went back to Florida to, be with my brother, his wife, and everybody. So obviously Mikey was on a trip. And he had to bring his partner to my sister's house because they were together. So it's like he came. Right. So we're like up, we're like, crying, sharing stories, just up at night. Like the funeral was the next day. We're just like hanging out, whatever. And it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and his partner comes into my sister's room because we were all in there laying in the bed, talking, crying, whatever. And he's like, guys, I'm trying to sleep. Can you guys keep it down?
No.
Vladimir,
Time out.
I said,
Time out.
if you don't shut the... I went off.
Oh, wait, so you rashed homie.
Oh, I did. And I was like, how dare you? I was like, we're finna be up all night.
Yeah.
You ain't here to sleep.
Yo, now you're like, well, even if we got through it together, we still gonna be up all night.
But
so
you would think like this is the first time we're meeting you.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to be with my brother.
Damn.
But what happened? We had a conversation with my brother, and he dumped dude like immediately. Obviously, it was like cordial until they went back to North Carolina or whatever. But can you imagine, Vlad?
I'm just stuck on, hey guys, I know that you're grieving.
Yeah,
the loss.
hey guys, can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
And I'm like, all right, you know what? I got you. I'll do you one better. I'll keep it down. You won't even hear us because you can go sleep in a hotel somewhere.
Bro.
Like, what the fuck?
Red flag alert. And granted,
Flag on the play.
Granted, Mikey literally dropped dude.
Yeah.
We never heard from him again.
Yeah.
Amen. But I couldn't even imagine like if he was like, oh, that's fine. And he was like still in our lives, I would not be talking to him.
Well, you know, they say that one sure test of a relationship for a couple is how you show up when there are times of grieving and there are times of loss.
Yeah, struggle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, fortunately for Julie and I, we had several big losses, family members who passed away, the family deaths that we had to lift each other up through, and we both showed ourselves strong for each other. But if for some reason Julie was like, well, I can go, but I'm not going to, which I've seen, right? I've been like, damn, no, if you can't rock with me when we're not good, then I don't want to see you. You don't deserve to see me when I am good, right? And that is, I'm glad that your brother stood on business with me.
Oh, he did.
Because that's kind of gross.
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of gross, yeah.
I would think like when I first saw him like walking towards the room, I was like, oh, he's going to say if we like wanted something like a snack. Like I'm thinking positive, right? Because that's what I would do. If I'm at someone's house that I've never met, just because randomly I was with the person and we had to run to Florida or whatever, I would be like doing everything possible. But that's me. I'd be like, what can I do? I'd be cleaning the house. I'd be getting the snacks. Who do I got to call? Like, does somebody need an outfit for the funeral? Like, how can I help and be of service or like to alleviate some of the stress?
Yeah.
Nah, that was the last thing I was expected to come out of Buddy's mouth. I was like, what is life?
I'm trying to get some sleep. That's wild, yo.
Bro.
That's wild, yo. That's wild.
Yes. So definitely super red flag. No one thought it was a green flag, gray flag, whatever. It was just, oh my gosh. But that's about as red as it gets. That's like a bloody red flag right there, dripping with redness and blood and oozing with. Wow. Yeah. That would have been no good for him. It would have been no good for the family. Right? That's him showing you family doesn't really matter to me all that much. Right. Because again, I try to put myself in people's shoes. It's like, what would I need in that moment? I don't want to be thinking about little things and, or what things I forgot about. So it's like, be of service. Like, yeah. But people ain't brought up the same way.
No, they're not. They're not. And it makes me think of so many instances in which you, whether it's romantic or not, we're talking about intimate relationships, but what about friends, right? Like there have been red flags I've had in relationships with friends that I just did not see, right? One thing that I've always been sensitive to with friends is I felt like they were jealous of me.
Yeah, like they're not happy for you.
Yeah. And maybe it's just the way, because the way I was raised, or just because my mom was always telling me what to look out for, or because, the family environment, the home environment that I grew up in. But I've always been really sensitive to when people were jealous of me. And it made me feel like, wait a minute, time out. Are you going to do me like Ricky? You know what I'm saying? And Boys in the Hood. Are you going to do me like Ricky? Ricky! I'm gonna run away. It's gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna get shot in the back with a shotgun. Yikes. Is that what it's gonna be like? Because that's what I was thinking. I was always looking out for somebody's gonna betray me. Somebody's gonna betray me, which isn't healthy. That's a red flag. My bad. But that being said, I can't just miss when I feel like, hey, yo, bro, what's good with you? Right? Matter of fact, one of my friends, I remember when we were young kids, and my best friend, he's actually my best friend now, still to this day.
Oh,
we worked
nice.
through, David, we worked through a lot of these issues, right? And so I remember when I bought my first car, it was an 03 Mitsubishi Galant. And it wasn't nothing special, but it was special to me, right? My mom bought me the car.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I gave you some scratch. It was like a $5,000 car, right? And she's like, all right, cool. Did all the maintenance, did all the stuff, and that, like, it was my car, even though it was registered her name. And I remember I was going to give that car to my brother, because my brother's like, oh, I can take that car. My brother wasn't really interested in driving, even though he had his license since he was like 17. And but then so then I was like, okay, I'll get another car. So I bought a Honda Accord, again with my mom, because I had no credit. But we were co-signed on the loan. And so I'm like, let me get this car to you. And my brother was like, nah, I don't want no car. What are you talking about? I was like, bro, you just made me buy another car for no reason? Like, why didn't you say that before?
Right.
I mean, I should slap you. So then, again, we're young. David was like, when he saw my car, he was like, well, I'm going to blow all you guys out of the water. It was like a group. I don't think we had group chats back then. But I think we were talking, me and our friend Mahad. He's like, I'm going to blow all you guys out of the water and get a better car. And I remember I thought to myself, I was like, why can't you just be happy for me?
Right.
Like, it's a nice car. You got a car. We all got. Like, why does it have to be competition? I don't want to compete with you. We friends. We should be flossing together.
We could all win.
All of us could win.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a red flag. So I'm like, every time I do something that I feel like is, I don't know, noteworthy, I feel like you're trying to compete with me. Now that eventually died out.
Right.
We talked about it. Whatever. But for those of us who are listening and who are like, hey, yo, that was weird. For those of us who are listening who are like, hey, yo, this is, what are some of the things I need to work out and I need to work out with friends? That's a red flag.
That is a red flag. I would say that. I would say isolation, where they only want you to be their friend, or for them to be your only friend. Like, why aren't you hanging out with me? Why can't you come over here? Like, when we know that we have like different groups of friends.
Right.
And I do like when you have those crossover episodes where all your friends get together.
Yeah, for sure.
But those friends that only want like, oh, that's your best friend. No, I'm your best friend.
Right.
And it's why can't we all just be friends?
Right.
And it might, and it might be like a little bit of jealousy of the other people, or it might just be like, again, control. Like, don't tell me who I can and can't hang out with type thing, you know? But that's what I don't like. Like, why can't we just all vibe?
Yeah. And I'll say this. If you got a friend that you feel like is being jealous of you for some reason, talk about it. But if that's a pattern that continues and they just can't be happy for you, run for the hills. There's so many people out in this world. Get you some new friends. Right?
Yeah. And then another thing is like, if you're constantly being the giver and you're not receiving anything from that person, and not like materialistic type stuff, but like time, energy, comfort. If you're going through something and it's like they're not showing up for you, but you're always there, it's like a one-sided relationship. So it's like, talk about it if it's important to you to keep that person in your life, but sometimes we outgrow friendships too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, like we're not in the same place in life. Like we're not where we used to be. Like we kind of grew out of that friendship, and you can still like have love for them, but that doesn't mean that they're in like your circle of close friends.
That is so true. That is so true. And reciprocity, or the lack thereof, is a huge red flag in my book. And that can be said for any friendship or intimate relationship. If you're with a partner that is jealous of you, that is scary work. Like, you need to run. Don't even try to talk about it. Like, if you're going to give your all to somebody, don't give your all to somebody that don't want to let you grow, don't want to let you shine.
Right. That isn't happy that you're like excelling in your career, in your friendships. Like, again, another way of control. It's like, well, I want to keep you here where we're like, quote, quote, equals, versus you are like skyrocketing in everything and they're just like stagnant. Like you want to be able to grow together. So
let's bring it to the debate zone. So there's some questions I'm going to throw out there, Angie, and let's see if it is a red flag or not. Okay. So question number 1, is jealousy a sign of love?
I mean, I would say no. But maybe sometimes yes.
Okay.
It's like you don't want to. It's like, okay, you're jealous because you don't want to lose me, I would think. But it's like, what do you do with that jealousy? Because I think a little bit of jealousy is healthy, if that's even possible. But not when you're gonna go like confront or control because of your jealousy. Right, don't project it. So I would say it's not healthy. Only because it could go so many ways. I
think, I wish there was another word for it. Help us out. Is there another word for that feeling of, I don't want other people, I don't want to share those intimate parts of you with everybody else? That type of jealousy. Now, what is that different? Like, for example, is it okay is it normal, quote unquote, if you don't want your wife or your husband, like the zipper?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't want your wife and your husband, oogling the goodies for everybody out on display, like, hey, some people are fine with that. Some people are like, well, that's all mine, so I ain't got a problem with that.
True.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but and I don't have to worry about this. I've never had to worry about this because Julie's super conservative, and I love that. I've grown to love that. But dudes suck, okay?
Yeah.
Dudes suck, and I know that we have a really bad habit of objectifying women, and I don't trust dudes to do
and
what
that's,
I would.
And that's the thing. I think it just comes to respecting your partner and how they feel about the situation, because there's levels, right? I've never been one to be like naked in the streets, but I'm gonna show my titties when I want. And Wallace doesn't care. But if he did care, then I'd be like, okay, well, then let me tone it down.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like but not obviously show for real, like, oh, nipple and everything. But like, to your point, Julie's very conservative. There's some things that I wear that Julie wouldn't wear, is what I'm saying. Wallace doesn't care, but if he cared, then I would tone it down, but he doesn't.
Okay.
I think he likes it when I wear those things.
Have you guys been to New Orleans?
Not together. I went for work once.
Don't go during Mardi Gras. Y'all might run into
it's like
issues.
Carnival. It's like Carnival in the Caribbean.
Yeah, but if you're going to show your titties, you don't want to do that.
It is what it is.
All right, that's gonna be the quote of the day, y'all. That's the quote of the day. We just gonna end the episode right there. Nah, I'm playing. Okay. Maybe that should be a red flag question. Can I show my titties when I want? Anyway.
And again, not really show my titties. I mean, like cleavage, like something a little bit revealing is what I meant to say. But what came to my mind is what I said, so I said it. This is a safe space.
I said what I said. I'm gonna show them. Okay. Second question. Is oversharing...
LOL.
LOL. Is oversharing a trauma bond or emotional honesty?
Ooh, I think it's both. I think it depends on what it is you're sharing. Are you sharing your own experience, or are you over here sharing someone's information? Like, I would never share things that Wallace tells me just to share stuff.
Well, oversharing is inherently like you're sharing too much information, or you're sharing information that's not necessary to the conversation, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
It depends on the people, because I think me and my close girlfriends, we do overshare.
Right.
But we know it's going to stay
like
there.
TMI.
Yeah. But we know that it's not going to go outside of that. I wouldn't overshare on this podcast because who knows who's watching.
Right.
You know, and especially I'll share my own stuff. But to your point, I'm not going to share things between me and another person.
Right. It's like, it's not like we getting out here and we talking about like, the intimates and our bed sheets and pillow talks and all that.
Right.
Yeah. So when I think of this, what comes to mind is when Julie and I first started dating, I was making jokes about my dad a lot. She picked up on that right away. So I'd see like an old black man walking down the street, and I'd be like, "Oh, look, that dude looks just like my dad." And at first she's like, "Ha ha 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 t ha ha." Or what do you say when you the teehees or the kiki?
Yeah, kikiing.
But then as time went on, I kept saying it. I kept making the joke, and she was like, "Yo, dude, what's good with you? You keep making this joke like that's your dad, that's your dad, that's your dad. Like I never met your actual dad.
Right?
Why you keep saying that?" And so I thought, oh, I can't share anything because you're going to use it against me, right? Like how you thought in your early 20s that somebody don't interact with their family, don't like spend time with their family, then that's a red flag. I'm like, well, she thinks I'm a red flag because I don't know how to put into words my complicated relationship with my parents. So like, I don't really want to talk about it. I'd rather joke about it. That was my reaction to it. That's the way that I kind of coped with it, a coping mechanism. So in that essence, I didn't want to really overshare. And it's not trauma bonding, please, people. People have to go through the same experience together. That is
at the same time, yes.
At the same time. Like, it would be fair to say that my mother and I trauma bonded. I don't trauma bond with Jules because she went through trauma, I went through trauma, and we just bonding.
It's
on
the
fact that
same.
you went through
It's
trauma.
bonding about the same situation.
Yeah. So let's clear the air there. If you're getting it wrong, holla at us in the comments. But let's just clear the air there.
Yeah.
But emotional honesty would have been for me to be like, hey, just so you know, you'll learn more about me later, but I don't really have a great relationship with my father. It's complicated. There's a lot of history there. I don't feel comfortable talking about it, but if you were wondering why I was making these jokes, it's because it's how I've coped with really difficult emotions about my father.
Yeah.
I wish I had the emotional intelligence to say that right away,
Yeah.
but I did not. So to answer the prompt, right, I don't think, let's remove the word trauma bond.
Yeah.
Is oversharing a way to bond, or is it emotional honesty? If you're oversharing, right? Like if, for example, first date, imagine you went on a first date with Wallace and you were like, hey, by the way, I was kidnapped when I was 5 years old and I was trafficked.
So
what do you like for what's your favorite food?
Right. What's
You know
your favorite
what I'm
color? Yeah. I think to your point, it depends on the situation and how close you are to that person.
Right.
So oversharing, is it a red flag? Yes. On the first date or when you don't know that person or their life that intimately, because if I'm over here sharing, by the way, I did not get human trafficked. That was just trafficked. That was just Vlad using an example.
Right. It was a little extreme on my part.
But if I did, right, and I don't know your life, and that was the first thing out of my mouth, what if like you were also, and you're not ready to talk about it, and I'm over here like giving you more trauma, because we just met. So it's like oversharing is a red flag if it's too early, if you're not there in your relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be.
I agree.
Because I'm an overshare by nature, but when I know the person,
with Jules, everything is on
it's
deck.
an open book.
It's an open book.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, I just took a dump.
You do.
I'm not gonna tell you what was in it, but I'm gonna tell you. That
it's like, I just finished. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, friend.
Right. All right. Question number 3: should your partner have your phone password?
So I think yes.
Okay.
I think yes. Wallace knows mine. I know his. But what we have a situation currently, LOL, I'm going to share it, is so Wallace got a new phone and I was like, oh, share your location. He's like, I'm not sharing my location with you. So then I called. Yeah, he's like, I'm not sharing my location. I was like, why not? He's like, you're going to like use it against me. And I was like, what? No, I wouldn't. Like, what do you mean? He's like, I tell you where I go all the time, Angie. Like, why do you have to know? And then I'm like, in case of emergencies, like I'm giving all the things. And then he's like, but I don't think that you need that.
Why did you ask for it?
Oh, because I just want it. He's always traveling. To me, it's a safety thing.
Oh, okay. Because I wonder if it was something like he doesn't mean to, but he just doesn't communicate with you.
No. And he always does tell me, like I know I have his calendar on my phone, like the band calendar or whatever. So I know where he's at. But my thing is like the other night, he was supposed to get home at 9:30, but there was traffic. I mean, he did tell me, and then he got home like 2 hours later. But what if something happened and I didn't know? He's like, well, the police will contact you. And I'm like, well, I got to wait for the police.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you from the police perspective, if in that scenario he got into a crash or something and you didn't hear from him for 2 hours, you would not hear from the police until
the next day or right.
So
right. So maybe you could talk to him about this, Vlad, because he straight up told me no. And then I called my sister so we could be on the phone together because my sister has her husband's location. Like they share each other's location for that same reason. Safety. He's out early. Like he works with like surgeries and stuff. Yeah. So she knows where he's at. And then she was like, yeah, Wallace, you should just do it or whatever. And then Wallace asked her straight up, like, well, when do you check his location? And she's like, I'm going to be honest with you. When he's coming home, I need to know when he's coming home so I could get up and like clean the house before he gets home, right? So it's like funny. So Wallace is like, you see, Angie doesn't need my location.
Right.
But I was like, I do.
I'm staying on business.
So, right. And do I need it? No, but I would like it. Again, for my peace of mind. And I told him, like, I have anxiety, Wallace. Just give it to me. And he's like, no.
So he's like, Wallace, baby, I have anxiety.
Come on. And he's like, nah. And then, so that's a red flag. It's a red flag, but it's not. Like, it's not that deep to me. But I'm like, why can't you just give me your location? Maybe if it was like more important to me, he would, but.
Now, do you feel like but that's not a trust thing. It's just it's just for your.
It's
own
because
safety
he knows that I'd be
mind.
checking it every 5 seconds because I do have anxiety.
But would you use that location to be like, okay, you were at the Exxon gas station?
No, I'd use it to be funny. I'd call him when he was like, when he's on the run. I'm like, oh, so you at Krispy Kreme?
All right, that's a little over. That's a little much. That's a little.
So
much.
maybe that's
probably why he didn't want to give you your damn.
But
damn
again, not
location.
because I'd be mad he's there. I just use it to be silly. He's like, how many donuts did you get? Like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see where that would be like, all right, baby, this is getting annoying.
I guess.
Could you please?
Yeah,
Right?
Whatever.
Well,
stop being on his side.
I'm gonna have my boy Walt Tom's back, bro. Like, it's the one iota. He's the one iota.
He's the one, baby.
He's the one. Like, I can't let my man out there. If he's the only iota, the one iota, that's the difference between life and death, talented and no talented, singing, no singing. I might have my man, Mr. Ball. You got to keep the ball in his house, all right?
All right. But so phones, yes, we do have each other's passwords. Location, not so much.
So it's not a red flag to have.
No.
Okay. I don't think it's a red flag either. And here's why. Julie and I have each other's passwords to each other's phones. I rarely ever go into Julie's phone.
There's no reason. Like, I don't go in it either.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm indisposed or I'm busy. And somebody's calling me. Could you unlock my phone and look this up for me? That's it.
Yeah.
Julie's on my phone. She'll look at my photos, whatever. You can look. The only thing that bothers me sometimes is and I have nothing to hide.
Yeah,
nothing to
same.
hide. Okay, but she'll be, oh, can I see that photo of Lito that you took earlier? But all right, go ahead, cool. And then 2 minutes later, she's like, oh, I didn't know that you talked to your friend Jeff today. I'm like,
so she's in your call log.
What the hell's that got to do with anything? Get out of here.
I love it, girl, but don't tell him that you were there.
Nah, dog. Listen, we've been there, done that. Way early in the relationship when things were bad in those dark periods of time. Julie had every reason to be looking through my stuff, but nah, bro, we married. I'm committed to you.
I didn't know your uncle called you yesterday. What y'all talking about?
Yeah, but it's just it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary sharing. I want to be able to voluntarily share that with you. I don't need you finding that ish out while I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm just.
But yeah. When Wallace is around and he's driving, I'm usually answering or reading him the texts that come in because he'll.
Right.
He'll see it on the car that a text came in. He's like, "Oh, what did the guy say?" It's usually the work chat or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do have it for that or whatever. But that's funny that she goes through your call log.
I'm like, come on, dude. You ain't got it. Oh, you talked to Steve today? How's he doing? Fine.
He's all right. How did you know? Oh, I was in that call log.
Okay.
I love that.
I mean, we're married. Like I said, we have nothing to hide.
There's no secret. It's just funny.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm already in here. Let me see what his day looked like today.
Yeah, whatever. I'm like, I'm not mad about it. It was just kind of like, all right, well,
yeah.
I'd appreciate if you just asked me. Hey, can I look at it? Yeah, sure. I'm always going to say yes.
Right.
But just ask me. That's the boundary. Last question.
Yes.
In the debate zone, is walking away a sign of strength?
I think so.
Or is it avoidance?
I think it depends on the relationship and what led you to walk away. Because it takes a lot of strength, I feel like, to walk away because you're literally giving up a part of your life that you had for X amount of years, months, whatever. And then you're starting new. So it's like you're starting fresh. But yeah, I think it takes a lot of strength and it depends on why you decided to walk away.
Yeah,
because I always say, if you tried everything to make it work and it didn't, at least you can walk away feeling like, okay, I did everything I could. But it's two-sided.
I think it is two-sided. And taking this literally, when I think of, is walking away avoidance, right? I think you have to know how to, you got to pick your battles in marriage.
Yes.
You got to know how to pick your battles in every relationship, but especially in marriage. Am I going to just sit here and argue with you about something while emotions are getting high? Before feelings are getting hurt, I'm going to walk away. I'm not trying to shut this down. And you have to communicate. I'm not trying to shut down communication.
Yep.
But I need to walk away because this is getting heated. I do that with my friends. I do it with my family members. Like, we all getting a little hot and heavy here. Let's take a step back and revisit this conversation because it's no longer productive, right? Now, that is very different than you asking Wallace, hey, I asked you to take the trash out, but you didn't do it. Could you explain why? Because I was really overwhelmed. And he just walks away. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is very, very different. That's avoidance, right? Or if somebody communicates to you in a relationship, hey, I feel overwhelmed with the kids.
Yeah.
I feel overwhelmed with the responsibilities. I have the emotional load is just too heavy for me. I need your help. You just overreacting. And you know what? It's not really my responsibility. Like, whatever. Or they just don't say anything. And they just avoid. That's avoidance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if there's an invitation for the relationship to go deeper and you're not willing to go there. If you're going to be in a relationship, dog, you got to go deep. You got to go deep, okay? You can't have a superficial marriage because that's not really marriage.
But both people need to be willing to do that growth and do that deep work because what does Albert Einstein say, Vlad?
What?
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Right.
And if you're not getting those different results, it's insanity. You got to walk away because you're trying and they're not. And that's how I feel.
All right. I mean, that's real. So I want to end with this last question or reflection, right? How do you know that something is actually toxic versus when it's your own unhealed stuff reacting?
Oh my gosh, that's such a deep question, Vladimir.
Well, I asked it because, I mean, we talked about that a little bit before in that story from high school I shared. That's an example of, wow, that is all of my unhealed stuff reacting. That's what's making me reactive. But, you know, like, for example, dated another person right before I met Julie, was crazy. Okay. I don't actually want to say that, but she had a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
And I thought at first, maybe I just need to do this. Maybe I just need to be better. Maybe I need to stop overreacting. Maybe I need to stop looking into all of the many, many things that she does to hurt me. Maybe it's just me being too sensitive. And if you've ever been in that situation, yo, put a 1 in the comments because we know what that's like.
Yeah.
Right? If you've been in a lopsided relationship. But that was actually pretty toxic. It was toxic. There was no emotional viability there. There was no safety. I did not feel safe. I was never safe. And I was not overreacting. She was doing things to hurt me. She was not dating other men. She would,
Yeah.
All right?
Yikes.
Like that's there's no excuse for that. And she wasn't being honest about it either. So that is toxic. But I think there's a difference between an intuition and an insecurity. And an intuition is something that is based on your life experiences. An insecurity, and you're able to kind of look at that. So like that women's intuition, you get like, something's just not right. Something's not right. Versus an insecurity, like, oh, I don't feel good about this because I haven't worked through it. Right?
Yeah.
So.
And I think if you don't see it yourself, the person that you're close to will call you out on it if that love is there and they want to see you grow, you know? Because sometimes we're blinded and we don't see the situation, how it's actually happening. It's like we see it the way we want to see it, you know? So we might not think that it's on us when it actually is.
Yeah, that's true. And so I want to propose, right? I think there's 3 easy steps to be able to tell the difference in your relationship if you're being toxic or whatever, if you're overreacting. So before you even respond to something that may trigger you, pause. It might sound like a cliche, but pause and think about it and ask yourself, is this something they're doing to me, or is this something I'm re-experiencing? And before you even open your mouth, respond. Taking that pause gives you time to respond and not react. Reactivity is what creates rifts in marriages and relationships. And I've had relationships, even with my own family members, where they're just reactive. They have no idea what they're reacting to, and it makes it really difficult to have meaningful dialogue with them. And you end up just having to walk away, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, they're like, oh, I got in a fight with one of my family members. They're like, well, you're just walking away because you don't want to have the conversation. You're avoiding it. I'm like, no, I've actually been 10 toes deep in this conversation. And it's not going anywhere. We're just screaming at each other. And now I'm getting upset because I'm not being heard. That's not avoidance. That's me prioritizing myself, right? But like you said, if you've done everything you can to make the safe space and to give your partner or your family member, your friend, whatever, the time, the space, and the grace to speak, and you're not doing it, then all right, cool, I'm walking away.
Yeah, and it's having that emotional intelligence to know when to walk away.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the fight is necessary, but to whose expense, you know? So it's like, just work, like you said, walk away, pause, walk away. You could come back later, but in that moment, you don't want to say anything that you're going to regret or act a way that you're not going, that takes you out of your character either.
Yeah, and I wish I could say sticks and stones, right? But there are certain things that you say in a relationship, especially in marriage,
Mm-hmm.
because everything is on the table in marriage. There's nothing that's off the table. Everything is on the table. And in the heat of the moment, you might say
Mm-hmm.
something that you can't come back from.
Yep.
And I think one of the classic examples of that is like, I want a divorce. And do you watch Married at First Sight?
Yes.
You do?
Mhm.
Okay. We've jumped around the seasons
Mhm.
because we didn't really like whatever.
Yeah.
Netflix. But there was this one season. It's the most recent. Is it the most recent season with that black girl and the Indian dude?
Oh, mm-hmm,
Okay, you've seen that, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So remember how at some point she said something that was racist or culturally insensitive to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't get past that.
Yeah.
right?
And he was like, we can't be together. And it literally ended the whole thing.
It
He's
ended the
like,
whole
yeah.
thing. And I don't know what side of this you're on, but I thought the way she handled the redirect was really poor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, "Yo, that's not funny,"
Mm-hmm.
and then she was like, "Well, it's not that big a deep, and I'm a black woman, so I get made fun of all the time." I'm like, "This that's not the point."
Yeah.
Okay, like this is something pretty loaded for him. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point they were going back and forth, and she just screamed out, "I want a divorce."
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember if it was before or after he said, "I don't think we can come back from this," but she couldn't come back from that.
Yeah.
So there's certain things you got to play fair.
Mm-hmm.
How do you play fair in a marriage where you have access to all of your partner's intimate secrets and insecurities?
You can't throw them back in their face.
You can't throw it in
And
their
I
face.
think that's not defending men because you know how I feel. But by any means am I defending men. But I do think that when men go low, women go to hell. Like, and, and sometimes it's not warranted.
Yikes.
Sometimes it's not warranted because it took a lot. I feel like it takes a lot for guys to be vulnerable. So then when women throw it back in their face, especially a good dude, because again, some dudes deserve it, but especially a good dude, they're not going to want to be vulnerable anymore or ever again. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like y'all are more sensitive than us when it comes to that.
Well, yeah, because again, we can talk about mainstream masculinity. What are the roles that we're told that we're supposed to have, the character traits that make us men? That's under great debate right now, and for good reason. But it takes so much emotional, mental energy, and honestly, physical energy too, to be vulnerable as a man and to feel like you can feel safe. Because again, this is not every male relationship, but
Right.
typically in typical male relationships, when we talk about mainstream masculinity, there's not a lot of room.
Yeah.
There's success, achievements, women, success. If you fail, the only thing that you're going to get from your boys is get back up and get your money. Get back up and do it again. Don't be a little bit, that whole thing. If I say I'm feeling really defeated by this, typically, again, not in my male relationships, but typically it's, man, you whining, you crying, you being little B. Come back, holla at me when you get better. Nah. So that being most of the experiences, you don't really think that women are going to have your back because your boys don't have your back. And men, and again, typically in relationships, we elevate our homeboys above our wives because those are the people we spent most of our lives or our time with, and we feel comfortable talking about superficial shit with. But when it comes down to being deep, if we can get there in a relationship, and then I'm like, ooh, I'm finally able to open up to you and share my secrets, share my pain, share my vulnerability, all these things that I think are the antithetical to my identity as a man, and then you dog me.
Yeah, you throw it in my
patronize me,
face.
You throw it in my face. They might not be coming back for that, depending on where that man is in his healing journey. So you might not be able to come back from that at all. But but that's the same thing with women. If, for example, you just gave birth, and Wallace, after you gave birth to your beautiful children, was like, I'm just not attracted to you no more.
Hot mess.
I think you should. Great for you that you gave birth. But let's get down to losing weight like tomorrow. Imagine that.
I cannot.
Ooh, would you be able to come back from that?
Hell no, because even if I lost the weight, that's going to be on the back of my mind the whole time.
Right. That
Always.
resentment,
Forever.
that
Yeah.
resentment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's like that resentment of like, wow, I was really vulnerable. I was really hurt. I might have been going through postpartum. I felt so icky and unclean. All the things my wife has told me about after. And you just like, girl, you ugly. Basically. But yo, This happens.
I know. Oh my gosh, Vlad. I was going to say we got to wrap this up because this could just be a whole episode.
Yeah.
I feel like our next episode should be about birth and those feelings. Birth stories galore. But yeah, I feel terrible for women that go through that. Yikes. So, that's so sad.
It is. It is. So what are your final thoughts on this conversation? We touched a lot of ground, but when we're talking about red flags, what is it that you want the audience to keep and walk around?
Red flags. If you see one, bring it up. Bring it up. It might not be what you think it is, but have those conversations. Because again, it could be something that they're unaware of and are willing to change. You know, especially now, this day and age, as we are older, it might not be what it seems. So definitely bring it up. If it's not something that can be changed and it's like one of your core convictions, walk away.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll say this. Sometimes the red flags are character traits that you deem unsavory and unsafe based on your own experiences. Sometimes the red flags that you see in somebody else are actually yours. A reflection of what you're insecure about, what you're unhealed from. And the only way that you really get through that is through deep reflection, consistent accountability, and a process by which you interpret information and you run it through, whether it's your support system, your therapist, your coach, whatever you have, but you make use of that. You interpret and analyze that data before you write it off as something, because you might miss out on a really good person and in a really good opportunity because somebody on TikTok told you it was a red flag that he don't make six figures, or somebody told you on TikTok that it's a red flag that he doesn't validate your feelings even when your feelings are destructive, right? So
that's
maybe
the one.
It's not a red flag.
Right.
Maybe you're the red flag. And the good news about that is you can go from a red flag to, I don't know, a green flag.
A green flag. A green flag.
You can go from a red flag to a green flag, but you're not going to do it without proper channels of support. So y'all know what it is, man.
Wow.
Make sure that you follow us at Roots and Rhythm Podcast. We are streaming on all platforms. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, let us know where you're listening from.
Our listeners.
We know our listeners. What do we call them? Our rooters? The root for us. Root. That's corny. Okay.
We still need a name.
Yeah. Help us out, yo. Y'all say y'all going to help us out. Help us out.
Help us out.
So yeah, listen, follow us on everything. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel. Support our support. We got a support button right there.
Yes.
Donate to the cause so we can get this thing up and popping. Okay, do some things. It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 embrace coach.
And Angie, la cyber mommy.
We are out of here. Stay rooted.
Stay rooted.
Catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you for listening to the Roots and Rhythm Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay notified for all our updates, including new episodes. Until next time, y'all, stay rooted.
This watch, so it's counting my steps. It's pretty cool, but I need new tennis shoes, Vlad. I've had my tennis shoes since probably before Lana was born. So do you have any recommendations? I know you're on your fitness all the time.
I used to think that you had to spend at least $150 on shoes, sis, in order for you to actually get some quality ones. But I'm telling you, these new shoes that I tried out, it's like you're walking on air. Matter of fact, you don't even remember you're walking on them at all. It's like you don't even remember you put your shoes on. One time I thought I was barefoot. I'm like, yo, where's my shoes at?
Oh, I love that. And are they light?
Oh, they're super lightweight. They make my old shoes feel like dumbbells by comparison. I'm telling you, these shoes are comfortable, they're lightweight, and it doesn't even feel like you have them on. And on top of that, you can wear them anywhere. They're designed for people who are on their feet all the time, for the moms and dads who are chasing around the kids. So I would highly recommend them if you're looking for something new.
So what are they called and where can I get them?
You can get them at standplus.com. You go to standplus.com, put in our promo code ADX for an exclusive discount off of your next pair. They are the best all-day recovery shoes, so go ahead and get you a pair.
I'm excited. Thank you, Vlad.
Come on, let's do it.